Yo guys, welcome to Travel Truths with us, True Travels, a brand new podcast. Obviously, it's a bit of a shit time for the travel industry at the moment. We haven't been able to get out there and explore the world for the past 9 months. So let's talk about the good times. We won't simply talk about travel, our best experiences, and our bucket list destinations for the future. We'll be speaking to people from within inside the travel industry, be it CEOs, tour guides, small business owners, and avid travelers. We'll be hearing their stories and opinions on the world of travel. We are True Travels. We're a tour operating company. We tour across Southeast Asia and Latin America. And our aim is simple: life-changing experiences, game-changing travel. My name is Dom. I'm the business development manager here at True Travels. In the past few months, I've worn a few different hats, and I now find myself hosting this brand new podcast. I'm super excited to talk to people from across the globe, and I can't wait to hear some awesome stories. We won't simply talk about travel. We're going to get some cool guests on. If you've got some awesome travel stories and you think you'd be a good fit for the pod, then please get in touch. David Attenborough, that's where we want to get to. And there's a lot of people in our way before we get to that point. So David Attenborough, if you're listening, hit us up. Let's get cracking with episode 3. Grab your sunglasses and Factor 50 sun cream. We're taking you international. Callum is our guest. He's out in Barbados at the moment, and he talks about life in Barbados, beaches, and business. He's the CEO of TripHunters, who are a super cool brand. Callum breaks down the recipe for a traditional rum punch, and we go deep into international cuisine. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see Callum's Barbados backdrop, which we're not jealous of at all. This is Travel Truths with us, True Travels. Sit back, relax, we're ready for takeoff, and enjoy the ride. Shit, was that a bit cheesy? Hi, Callum. How are you, mate?
Cannot complain at all, man. Here in Barbados, sun is shining, wind is blowing. It's nice, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks, mate. Very well. I'm in sunny Brighton, which, I can't complain that the sun is out today. First day of the UK lockdown, but staying positive. The sun's out, but no, we're all good. So you're out. Whereabouts are you in Barbados?
I'm at home on the south coast. I grew up here, so just came home. Well, actually, to surprise my mom. I sort of forgot her birthday a couple of months ago. Terrible mistake. I do not advise anybody to do it. But yeah, she wasn't too happy, so I decided to make up for that. I would fly home to surprise her and work from here for a few weeks, and then ended up just, going to stay on until January, because it doesn't really make much sense to come back up to London now with the lockdown and everything. So
yeah, no, exactly. Wicked. Yeah. So Callum is co-founder of TripHunters. Mm-hmm. Would you like to explain what you do, who TripHunters are and what you do?
Yeah, so TripHunters, basically, I'm the co-founder. Myself and 3 others are just a small team. TripHunters is basically an experience and prize lottery. So instead of winning money, we sort of value giving experiences and prizes instead. So you can win anything from like 2 weeks in Bali to beauty boxes and at-home prizes like, Lush gift boxes, a home makeover from made.com, but also supporting good causes. We plant a tree with every purchase. So yeah, sort of we believe in like a win-win-win-win. TripHunters. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out.
Wicked.
Disappointed.
Wicked. Yeah, we'll get onto that. A little bit more sort of as we go through the pod. But yeah, you are living out in Barbados at the moment. Mm-hmm. So obviously you've got the team in London. I imagine you're sort of waking up at crazy hours, is it? Or?
Yeah, I mean they're quite understanding really. They start a little bit later to accommodate me, so I start at 7, up at 6:30. So not too bad. I have some friends who are up at 3 a.m. every morning to start. So could be worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just a case of getting used to it. Not too bad when the sun is shining,
Yeah. And when were you last back in Barbados before this?
For the first lockdown. Okay. Just when things started getting bad, I was like, nah, get out of London straight. And then again, just for 2 weeks initially, and then got stuck here because obviously they stopped flights and everything for 3 months. So it's not that way again.
But it's not a bad place to be stuck.
Yeah, Brighton not either though. I mean, same thing. You got the beach, you got the sun. Same.
Yeah. Can't complain. But we're getting the dark nights now, so it's starting to turn dark at like sort of 3, 4. So but we're all good. We're all good. Growing up in Barbados, was it? When did you first come over to the UK?
So my dad is from Manchester, so I've always been like sort of coming back and forth to the UK since we were really young. We did it a bit backwards. We holidayed in the UK in summer to go and see his family, and then lived in Barbados. So slightly skewed way of doing things. But since then the UK has been sort of like a second home in a sense for me. and my brother and just my family in general. But moved over officially in 2013 for university. Went to study creative advertising at the University of Lincoln, which
Nice.
is, yeah, it was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. But yeah, so did that for a couple of years and then moved to London. Sort of paused that for a bit to move to London to focus on some other stuff, which I won't really get into.
What did you study at uni?
Creative advertising.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I've always been like massively creative. So like back in the secondary school days, art was always like my go-to. Musical, all sort of like, yeah, very, very creative. So I had to pursue something in that field at uni and figured advertising was a good way of combining the business on the creative side of things.
Nice.
And then, yeah, moved to London in 2014 for a year to do a bit of music, and then went back to London to finish my studies in 2016, I think. 2 more years, and then I finished in 2018, and then moved to London in that same September of 2018 to start my first job. Big boy shoes, laced up and everything, move into London to start work. And I started initially as a junior designer at in a Netherlands-based experience lottery called Raffled. And that's where I met Lisa, my manager, who you also met. We had drinks the other night. Yeah. So just basically worked as a junior designer there under the senior UX designer. So just basically finding pictures and creating templates for social media. And then a couple of weeks after I joined, that sort of was stopped. It was a startup. So we were just like testing a lot and some things didn't really work out. And we just thought it was best for the company to just, stop doing it. And then Lisa and I were given the great task of coming up with something new to replace it almost. So we wanted to like sort of like appeal to a younger generation, because lottery, I guess you could look at it as a dying industry in a sense. That you think lottery, you think old people. As bad as it is, like old people or I don't know, you think of like, I don't know, the betting shops on the side of the road with drunken people passed out in front or something. So not a lot of young people play lottery. I don't know if you agree, if you notice that, some of your friends play.
No, I agree. Yeah, it's it's traditionally it's your sort of grandparents and the older sort of people. But like you said, you've almost revamped it and rebranded it, which is really cool, and put a different spin on the sort of lottery.
Yeah, thank you. But that was literally what we set out to do. We wanted to make it more accessible for young people and to appeal to the millennial generation. So we went to the drawing board and came up with a load of different ideas, some experience, some not. We always wanted charity to be a big part of it. So Lisa and I just pitched multiple ideas, a load of different people, just testing, see what people liked, what they didn't like. And they ended up sort of all gravitating towards this sort of holiday experience lottery, which makes sense for millennials, I guess, because everyone is all about, getting that perfect Instagram picture and all these destinations and living their best life, and which is great, So we sort of settled on this holiday and experience lottery, which was TripHunters, with a big charity element to it, which then ended up being the trees. With every purchase on our TripHunters site, a tree is planted with trees for the future, which is really quite cool. And it's just sort of like grown from there since we started. We had our first draw last June, and since then it's just sort of taken off. Our team has expanded from 2 to 5, and people seem to be loving it. So I cannot complain at all, man.
No, it sounds like you're smashing it. Just to wheel back quickly. So obviously you were saying the whole university stuff. Is it typical for people out in Barbados to come over to the UK and try and study and go down the career route? Is that quite typical? Yeah, no, definitely. Canada and the UK are probably the 2 main ones, but because I mean, Barbados is as pretty and idyllic as it is very much a bubble, and there's only so much you can do here. So a lot of people do tend to sort of like go out into the world to study and make something of themselves, I guess. Yeah. And they always tend to move back eventually to raise families and stuff, which is quite interesting. But there's no better place I could think of that I would want to raise a family if I was to ever have that. It's such a nice lifestyle down here. But in terms of career and stuff, there isn't that opportunity there, I guess. Nah, not too much room for growth. Which some people are happy with, but that's, I guess, for people who want a little bit more, if they can, they tend to move away to study and work for a bit. Yeah. Oh, wicked. That's cool. So you seem like you've got it sorted in that sense, sort of coming back and forth. Yeah, it's sweet, man. It's nice to come back too, but you do sort of, after being here for a while, you realize that the way of life is quite a bit too slow for me now. It's like you'll try to get something done and it will not get done for the next 2 weeks, but
Yeah, it's just island time. Everyone's on island time over here.
Island time. Yeah, you sat there waiting for a bus for a couple of days.
Yeah, yeah. Literally spent your whole holiday waiting on the bus.
Yeah, for sure. Is that your plan? Do you reckon? Do you think you'll head back out there once you've sort of settled down and done the career stuff? Do you can imagine you'll go back?
Right now, I'm literally 20. How old am I? 26. I
Still
have no idea when or if I'm ever gonna be at that stage in life, but
no.
I don't know. If it happens, it happens, man. But yeah, if it ever got to the point where raising a family was involved, then yeah, I would definitely. It's great. Have you ever been to the Caribbean or been out this side of the world before?
Yeah, I did a cruise when I was younger to I think Barbados, Antigua, St. Lucia, but I must have been like 12, 13. So I've got visions of it and going on. Went to Antigua and went on a like a pirate boat out for a day, which was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But like, it's weird when you're that age because you've got these memories, but you almost you don't appreciate it or really, have too many strong visions of it. But I'd love to head back out there. But yeah, no, it's a beautiful place in terms of like tourism.
Basically, our own industry over here, our main industry. So obviously with COVID hit, that impacted it seriously. But yeah, everything like hotels, all of the vendors, everything sort of linked to tourism over here. It used to be sugar back in the day. So you still we drive through the country here and it's just sugarcane fields, vast, like stretching for miles and miles, it's stunning. But yeah, it's not really too much of an industry over here anymore. So tourism is almost the only thing going for us. So
is it really? Yeah.
It's huge.
Massive. In terms of like, were you involved in like your part-time jobs when you were growing up?
Yeah. That's
it.
I started for sure. Restaurants is where I started initially. It took a year, the gap year, after I finished sixth form, and I didn't really go traveling and backpacking through Asia or Cambodia or whatever like most of the UK tends to do. I went and just worked for a year at a restaurant, which was awesome. Met some amazing people, and that's the one thing with being in like an island this small is that you meet so many different people from all over the world that just come here on holidays and stuff. And working in the tourism industry, you just meet them all and get to sort of experience their culture through them, which is absolutely amazing. But yeah, that was just before I went to university, and then since then it's just been advertising and creative side of things, which is fun.
Yeah, wicked. I was obviously before we chatted, you sent over your Instagram and having a little look, and we got to touch on the music career.
Oh Lord of mercy.
Yeah. So I saw that. And it's pretty cool. So yeah, give us a little sort of backstory into that, how that all started.
That all started. As I was saying, I touched on earlier, like I've always been super creative, and music was one outlet for me. So like, learned to myself to play piano when I was like 13, and started writing songs shortly after that.
Yeah.
And that was around the time that like Rihanna made it big, and like there was like a massive sort of like spotlight on Barbados almost because of that. So like all these artists were up and coming. Like you had Cover Drive. I don't know if you remember Cover Drive. They've made it big-ish.
Yeah, that does ring a bell actually. I think they had a few.
Yeah.
A few big songs. Yeah.
Lick you down, down.
Yeah.
Song made it quite big.
Was it they were a band of, was it three? 3 or 4?
It was 4 of them, yeah. One girl and 3 fellas. So they made it quite big, and we were all in this sort of development program together. And then that is partially why I moved to England too and wanted to sort of like start the university career too. I did sort of both of them in tandem for the first year. But I just know how the music industry is, so I didn't want to just dedicate all my time to that because it might not happen, and then you've wasted your youth trying to pursue that. And then, so I just tried to balance it with academics too. So I moved over here after someone spotted one of my videos on YouTube. This manager used to manage Elton John and Duran Duran and stuff like that. So I was like, yo, I move and I come in for sure. So did that for a year, but then obviously freshers at university, you're out every night, drinking quite a bit. So there's not much room for singing when you're, out screaming in a club every night. So I realized I couldn't really do both. So that's why I stopped my studies after the first year and moved to London, slept on my manager's floor for 2 years and just, went touring around the UK and went to some countries and stuff and worked with some really, really cool people. And it was amazing, man. Had an amazing, amazing time. But then just, sort of witnessed the darker side of the industry too, which was, I realized it's not really for me, which is then why I moved. I went back to finish my advertising degree at university.
Yeah.
So But it was an amazing experience. I met some really, really cool people. I got to do some crazy, crazy things and
Yeah.
travel to some cool places, which was awesome.
Yeah, where did you get to perform?
Well, all over the UK, which all up to Wales, Scotland, all over. I saw like every corner of the UK you could think of. We went to and like performed at schools, which was
Nice.
fair action. Singing for all these little 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds.
Going crazy.
Yeah, screaming. It was crazy. But shot a video in Spain, all over Spain, which was quite cool. Where else did I go? We did a video down here too in Barbados, which was fun to actually come home to just do that and then go back up. But yeah.
Yeah, I saw one of your videos had you got some big views on a few of them.
Oh,
decent views. Was it what was the one with the big views?
Oh yeah, the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. We got to the point where we almost got signed, but then that's when things started going a bit mental. It was a bit like, nah, we can't run here. So yes, it's fun. It's a nice little bit of a nice little flashback here to the.
It's cool pub. It's a cool pub story, isn't it? And
yeah,
if anything, do you think you'll get back into it at any point, or is it more just going to remain a bit of a hobby?
I think more of a hobby for sure. Like, I still enjoy it. I still play the piano. I still enjoy singing in the shower and in the car and then when I'm with myself. So that's not going to go away. But I'm just not too sure that sort of the industry side of things I'm not going to get back into. I'm enjoying this far too much, man.
Exactly. Yeah. And now you're the face of TripHunters and smashing it from that sense. So no, it's interesting to hear your experience and sort of where that sort of came from.
It's funny though, because Lisa, I know that all my team is just constantly trying to put the songs and sort of like place me in everything. So every time we have like a drinks or social do, they play my songs, and it's just like the most cringy thing on the planet. Yeah. So yeah, there's that. That's fun too.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, that might get a bit much.
Yeah, man.
At certain points, but well, that is interesting. So again, looking back to TripHunters, I guess obviously you touched on earlier how it all started, but yeah, what was the vision to begin with, really?
The vision to begin, we just wanted to as I said, like, almost like disrupt the lottery industry with something entirely new and something that is just, you would look at it and not think of it as a lottery. Like, we sort of like, when we first started, we thought of like lottery as the Voldemort of our vocabulary. You know, you just don't, that's the word that must not be named. So we just wanted to just bring something completely new to the table and just people just have fun and appeal to younger people that would just join and want to just sort of join this community of like-minded travelers and experienced junkies and people who just want to just make the best of life and have the best possible time. We're just trying to facilitate that in the best way that we can by providing them with experiences and cool prizes that they can just invite their friends around and enjoy together and stuff like that. So that was the vision for sure, I think.
Was it? Yeah. And in terms of the sort of first year or so, was that difficult? Was it thinking, wow, this is a huge task? Or
we did it looking back now, yes, it was massive. We didn't think of it at the time. It was just, as I said, just me and Lisa at the time, and we just sort of just got on with it, really. We wanted to launch a sort of like a first product almost online, so we needed a site for that. And we sort of were faced with the option of getting an external developer on board to build it, which would have cost a lot of money, which as a startup, you don't really have. So then I just decided, we realized that we could actually do it on Wix. So built the entire site on Wix myself, learned how to code and stuff, which was quite interesting. And launched it, and we ran it on Wix for like the first 6 months. And that's when we saw like, it sort of balloon a bit, and it was awesome. And just being such a part of it too, and like having the players be so vocal every step of the way. So literally everything that we did, every change we made was after a conversation we had with them. So it was quite a fun little journey we had.
Yeah, and you've almost tailored the company and the products to what people want.
Yeah, 100%. They literally are the focal point of everything. They're at the root of everything. Every change we make is just, we bring in people and just talk, okay, here, look at this, what do you think of this? And move from there. That's the start of basically everything we do, more or less.
In terms of the target market, I think you're pretty relatively similar to us at True, and I think that's why we formed a partnership together. I think you're pretty much that sort of I don't know, late teens, sort of mid-20, first-time traveler.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That sort of.
And it is good. Another reason why we just absolutely love y'all is just the also like tone of voice and the branding is just completely matches ours. You know, it's just so just laid back and fun and cheeky almost in a sense, which we absolutely love. So
Yeah,
it's not that super formal.
Yeah, for sure. And in sense of the obviously you're doing loads of the live stuff as well. You're the man of the face of the company in that sense, jumping on the live streams, doing the draws and stuff. Do you find that quite easy? Is that come quite natural to you?
Sure. I sort of settled into a lot more now than when we first started. And I do love it. Like actually being able to talk to the people and seeing the interactions live and direct is awesome. But we've definitely experienced some of these sort of bad sides of doing things live. Like, geez, some of the experiences that we've had, some of the mishaps have been mad. I remember one way back. Lisa was in the Netherlands, I think, and it was just the rest of the team. So 3 of us, Loic, who was our dev, Andrew's the CEO, and myself. So like almost like Lisa went away and left the boys to play, in a sense. We're doing the draw, and I was shaking the ball machine, the bingo cage, and the door sort of came open and all the balls flew out the cage. So we just had to obviously crap, what do I do? Had to just stop the draw and just say guys, we've just had a bit of a nightmare. We're going to rearrange all the balls and then we'll start this live again. See you in a bit. Put the phone down and attempted to get all the balls back in the cage, cursing and blithing left, right and center. Like, Jesus, Lisa's going to be so angry, cursing. Get a call from Lisa and we hadn't stopped the live stream video.
Oh no.
So 100+ people watching this and hearing us literally just go in on the situation. It was madness.
Oh my God.
But you got to look back now and laugh. But yeah, it was at the time it was mad. But that's just a part of doing things live, right? It's just, it's gonna happen. You just gotta have put things in place to make sure and mitigate the risk, which we have managed to do so far. So it's good fun.
Yeah, you're gonna get that as well. And I'm sure the people watching loved it probably as the bloopers. I remember there was a in the football, with football they if it's a cup competition they'll put all the balls together and select the home and the away team. They did one live on TV. I think it was Rod Stewart.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Rod Stewart. He did one, but he turned up blind drunk, absolutely. he was absolutely battered, and he's pulling them out. And he hasn't got a clue what's going on. It's a right mess live on TV. That was for the I think it was FA Cup, but yeah, you're gonna get it.
Yeah, and that's with however many millions of people watching. I mean, we had 100, and I was literally just absolutely, ready to fall through the floor.
Yeah,
it's all part of the fun, though, man. It's definitely, as you say, it's gonna happen, and it's all good fun.
Yeah, in terms of social stuff, looking at your page earlier on, I think you're close to, was it 10K?
Yes, we're almost there. We're literally counting down. When we get 10K, it's gonna be a big celebration.
Wicked. So yeah, everyone that's listening at home or watching the video, give TripHunters a little follow, and hopefully we can get them to 10K, the 10K mark. But yeah, the stuff that you do on socials is really good. Got some great content, which is really cool. What's the what's the sort of, what do you go for in terms of the brand? Is it just anything that looks good? And
we try, so any sort of stocky images we stay away from completely. Anything that looks posed, whether that be stock images or super, they have the influencer, you could just tell it's an influencer picture that you see with the full-on pose, but we just want to just relatable images, something that just all of our prizes and stuff, preferably something with just people in it that look like us, act like us, just relatable, human, down to earth. That's what our branding, we always want our branding to just be, and the company itself to just have a face and just be relatable, not this gleaming, glistening, polished product, so that definitely boils down into our filters down into our socials too. Just try to make it all just as human and relatable as possible.
Yeah, and like you said, having a little bit of a personality and pushing that through the brand, I think that's really important, and that's something that we've done at True, where in terms of putting a swear word in a blog or being a bit
you're so good at that.
Yeah, being a bit cheeky and just pushing the boundaries a little bit, and customers can relate to that, and they're like, oh, actually, they're not just this bland, boring company that don't have anything interesting to say.
Yeah, because there are 100 million of those out there. You just have to try and just stand up from the crowd, and
there's so many, and that works. I think, if you're a bit cheeky, and you look at even companies like I think it's Aldi recently, which is a supermarket here in the UK, they were doing something a bit cheeky recently on Twitter, and it stands out instantly. It stands out from the rest of their competitors, and it sort of has a positive.
I also think that the younger generations now can literally see through everything. and they're literally just, so they see anything super polished just for rehearse, and they're just like, they have no time for it. They want like real, they want like, you know, legit, accessible, relatable content, I think. So definitely, yeah, trying to do that's the aim for sure. And y'all definitely, I was just reading through your site and I also love it. It's so good.
Yeah. Which is, yeah, no, it's really cool. It's really cool. And obviously you've been working with some big brands and stuff recently, obviously us, and was it Lucky Trip as well?
Yeah, Lucky Trip. So we have some partnerships with some other companies like Virgin Experience Days, Inditude, and a few others, which is quite interesting and quite fun.
You can just sort of take it as far as you want, really, in that sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's just a start, really, of what we can do. Just tapping into it. And it's just, yeah, really, really fun to just sample all these different raffles with like you guys on tour, which is like completely and totally separate to what we're doing with Lucky Trip, while still in the same travel sort of vein, which is fun. And yeah, it's really good fun to sort of like branch out and take your brand all different sort of like directions and into different veins and lanes. And working with partners helps us do that, you know?
Yeah, which is really cool. So yeah, obviously I'm sure some people wouldn't have come across your website, but you've got like different steps. You got, is it level 1? You've got like your basic stuff like Chili's bottles and stuff like that, haven't you?
Yeah. So it's as I mentioned earlier, it is a lottery. So we do like the lottery mechanic where you select 5 numbers and the value of your prize is based on the amount of numbers you match to the winning numbers. So if you match 2 numbers, you get to choose from a huge category of prizes worth 25 quid, and that's like Chili's bottles, Lush gift sets, cinema tickets. Have you seen? Do you know Arrival's cookies? Have you ever seen those?
No, I haven't. What's that?
Make a note to go and look at their Instagram. These cookies are next. They're literally about the size of my head, and
wow,
they're so just they break into them and all the molten chocolate madness. But yeah, that's another one of the prizes, and like donut time. Then you match 3 numbers. That is a prize worth 150 quid, and that includes some stuff like bottomless brunch for 4 people, Birchbox subscriptions for a year, that sort of stuff. 4 numbers that's when you get into the big trips and the bigger prizes. So that's like £2,500. And that includes trips to like Barbados and Bali, Peloton bikes, and then the jackpot 5 number prizes are the bucket lister prizes, and that includes big ones. So £25,000 gift cards to made.com and lastminute.com, and then trips to Japan and Peru and
wow.
So you have the different tiers depending on, and the one sort of thing that sets us apart from, I guess, normal lotteries, too, is that if you match 2 numbers, you don't just get 1 prize. You can choose from a whole catalog of prizes within that category, that 2-number category, which is quite cool. So yeah, you always have that choice.
Which is really cool. Yeah, I've just pulled up Arrival cookies. These are unreal.
How good do they look?
Oh
man?
my god! Wow, I'm trying to eat healthy at the moment, but you're
come on, it's locked down.
Order a batch of them. Yeah, they look unbelievable.
Man. They're so good.
Yeah,
so good.
But no, it's really the brands that you work with and the prizes you give away, they sort of they all fit with you.
Yeah,
it all seems to fit, whether it's Chili's bottles or us or different companies. You seem to have companies that sort of almost fit into the brand and fit into the target market very well.
No, for sure. And they're also, as I said, those are all suggestions from players. So we ask them. There's like always suggestion boxes throughout the site. What do you want to win? There's no sense just putting random prizes on no one wants to win. So
yeah. What's the biggest prize that someone's won?
We've had a few Globetrotter experience, so that's the £25,000 ones recently. So I think one of the winners is going to the Maldives, and we haven't heard back from the second one just yet. And then, so yeah, those are like the 2 biggest ones. But then we also have the.
You haven't heard back from her yet?
She hasn't. No, she hasn't selected her prize choice yet. But
okay. I was going to say she needs to check a junk inbox and.
Oh yeah. So if you're listening, please go and check it.
Yeah, sure. Check your junk inbox. No, you need to.
Also the raffles. The guaranteed winner does £500 a month. Guaranteed winner, £1,000 for the Lucky Trip. One of you guys, it's a tour worth what, £1,700?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of winners in those too. So.
Yeah, which is really cool.
No shortage.
Yeah, which is really cool. How was obviously the whole COVID stuff? How has that impacted you in terms of a business? What's the impact been? Just before the first lockdown, we had to just completely and totally pivot our business really, because prior to COVID, we were offering only travel prizes. The whole TripHunters thing, it was just purely holidays and stuff like that. And then COVID hit, so we had to completely pivot to adapt to that and offer some more at-home prizes. So we introduced this thing called the Sofa Series,
which is a series of prizes you can enjoy from, you know, the comfort of your own home. And then just took that and ran with it. We have a whole raffle now, multiple raffles actually, where it's purely at home prizes. One that's a tech raffle called Hardwired, one that's unboxed. You win like goodie boxes of products like Chanel and Drunk Elephant and all that sort of stuff too. So we've had to massively just adapt to it, but it seems to be working. People seem to be loving them. So it's good because I know you guys know, you know, definitely hit the travel industry for 6.
Oh yeah, it's massive, isn't it? And obviously we're both still working in the travel industry, but yeah, the impact's been crazy. Hopefully there's a bit of light coming at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Where's the coolest place you visited in terms of travel wise, other than Barbados?
The coolest place I visited, the other year. That's nothing in Barbados to say. From dates like 4 years ago, you just refer to it as the other day. Everything is the other day. The other day I was 4. We went to Stockholm, which was really, really, really cool. Just for 3 days. We went to go and watch my brother in a triathlon. He's a big triathlete, so my parents and I bought some flights to go and watch him. But then he didn't even end up doing the triathlon. So we still decided, you know, let's just still go and enjoy it. And went to the ice bar and did like all the full-on tourist thing over there, which was insane. I'd never been to like a Nordic city before. And it was absolutely amazing in Stockholm. But I think my favorite place I've ever been to this day, from way back when I was 11, we did this like week-long cruise, catamaran cruise around the Grenadines, which is just, do you know the Grenadines?
Yeah.
So it's like basically the entire first Pirates of the Caribbean, for anybody who doesn't know, was shot in the Grenadines. So like Jack Sparrow Island, where he's marooned, Grenadines. Okay. Stunning though. So we went for a week, and basically it was 8 of us on this cruise, my brother, my parents, and then my dad's brother and his 2 children and his wife, and it was just amazing. Waking up each morning in a new island, just snorkeling all day. It was absolutely stunning, man. So yeah, to this day, that's probably my favorite sort of like vacation spot ever. That's like the untouched Caribbean. You know, there's no development. It's just absolutely just unreal, man.
Yeah, that's where everyone should be hitting up.
Yeah, for sure. If y'all can ever do a tour there, I would suggest. Highly suggest.
That's the one. You can't beat them trips, can you? It's, you know, just like the blue water, the snorkeling, just like jumping off the boat and just you have a few beers and you wake up the next morning, you jump in at 8 a.m. to freshen you up. It's you can't beat that.
Yeah, so good, man. So good. What about you? What's your favorite travel spot?
Travel spot. I went to South Africa in February. For a work trip just before the whole COVID things kicked off, and that was really cool. Went to Cape Town, went to Camps Bay, which was unreal. If anyone gets a chance to head over to Camps Bay over in Cape Town, that is unbelievable. The sunsets over there are something else. Like,
really.
Unreal. And then went over to Johannesburg as well, which was really interesting. So yeah, it's a cool place. Like, obviously it's behind in terms of a lot of the tourist stuff, but I think it's getting bigger, and like there's so much culture and like so much history, obviously, and the art is there. So that was a really cool trip over in South Africa. So I'd probably say that's up there. But there's plenty more places to go to. I was meant to go to the Philippines in March.
Jesus.
Yeah, so just before all the COVID stuff, I think I was meant to go. I think it was the 10th of March. I was meant to head out to the Philippines, and it was just as everything was kicking off, and I was like, "Do I go? Don't I go?"
Yeah.
Have you seen the Simpsons movie?
Yeah.
Do you know when he's like he's not sure whether to go in or out of the
dome thing? Yeah.
Dome.
That was literally lockdown coming.
The dome's coming down, and you're like left or right. So I was like, crap, what do I do? But then obviously, good decision. I didn't go out there because it was carnage with everyone trying to get back. With the
I could think of worse places to be stuck. To be fair.
Oh yeah, for sure. But didn't end up heading out there. But as soon as we can travel again in 2021 to the Philippines, I'll be straight back out there. Which is one of our trips at True Travels. I really want to do Colombia as well. We launched a Colombia trip. Again, talking about South Africa and that culture. Almost like notoriously a bit dangerous and notoriously not a tourist hotspot, but over the past few years it's really becoming that, and they've got so much culture in it. The history's there. I went there on a work trip about 2 years ago, in a different job, but I didn't really get to see much of Colombia. I was in and out in sort of like 4 days.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And it was just for an event. So I was in like a Hilton hotel for about 4 days straight. So I didn't really see much of it, but had to come straight back to the UK. But yeah, that's on the list, Colombia.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Colombia, yeah. That's not one you hear often or even think about really when I'm thinking of places to go, but that's super interesting, I think.
Yeah. So our tour, you start off in Medellin, and you've got like all the culture at the beginning. So you've got like Comuna 13, which is similar to like the favelas in Brazil.
Okay.
And obviously that's where you've got a lot of the like Pablo Escobar stuff, the narco stuff, and you've got a lot of art there as well, which is super cool. And then heading into the middle of the tour, you've got different adventures. We go to Isla Roots as well, which is really cool. So we stay at a hostel, which is on an island on its own. So if you get a chance, check out Isla Roots in Colombia.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, that sounds absolutely incredible.
That's one for the bucket list.
I guess the history and culture in places like Colombia must be absolutely insane. Just as you're mentioning Pablo Escobar and stuff like that, it's all coming back in. Like, oh, you're so right.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So what's on your bucket list? Where do you need to go? My
like number one is I want to just eat my way through Italy.
Nice.
Like I would just go on a road trip and just travel north to south and just sample the cuisine in every little village, every city, everything, and just that would be like my absolute dream trip, like bucket list trip to do that for sure. Take a month and go,
Just got a good quality pasta, pizza. Oh.
Yeah. Pesto is like that's probably not even the most Italian of pasta dishes, but pesto is my all-time favorite food ever. So everything, eggs, toast, everything pesto. So I would love to go to, where is it? This is Genovese. So where's
Genoa, yeah.
Yeah. Go there, some pesto.
Yeah, and you've got I think a few of our guys from work went to Lake Como recently.
Oh yeah.
Which looks
How
unreal.
was that? Yeah.
Yeah, they said it was unreal. So that looks a really cool spot.
That's so the same Netherlands-based lottery I was telling you about, but I first started working on when I moved there. It was called Raffled, and one of our trips were actually to Lake Como. It was like this Vespa tour around Lake Como for a couple of days before people, and it was absolutely insane. It looked unreal, man.
Yeah, looks unbelievable. So that's on the list as soon as what's that, 2021?
That is like saving up. You've been using this lockdown to my advantage and just saving everything I can and put that towards and you're
just gonna go out there and smash the carbs.
Yeah, come back. Let's roll off the plane on the way back.
Pizzas, pasta. Yeah, so it is. Yeah, I think Italian food is up there, isn't it?
Yeah. What would you say your favorite cuisine is?
I really like Turkish, Greek.
Okay.
I went out to, in my last job, I went over to Turkey quite a lot. I worked in Istanbul. I went over there like 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah,
it was really interesting. Istanbul's a really cool place to visit.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and the food there, is so good. Food is unbelievable in Istanbul. Like such good quality.
Yeah.
So I really like that's all. Mexican's really good. Spanish. Like I said, Italian's really good as well. Too much choice in there.
Food is next level.
Yeah.
And the Spanish food in Spain is just on a whole another level too. Olives this big. Like the tapas, the charcuterie, it's just amazing, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's so good. I know. I only recently got into olives.
Did you?
Didn't like olives, recently, maybe the past 6 months. So I was late to wine as well. I only got into wine about a year ago.
Jeez, boy.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, your liver is probably thanking you, but
wow. Yeah, I only got into wine. I just didn't like it at all. I think I must have tried red wine when I was younger.
Yeah.
Just the smell and the taste, I did something and I was like, no chance. And then about a year ago, I went to an event and someone was like, try this red. And I had a few sips. It went down so easy.
Really?
Yeah, it went down so easy. And then
it's just been on
from that point, your taste buds just changed to red wine, olives.
Yeah, it's madness. I remember I worked at this Spanish tapas restaurant in Camberwell in London when I first moved over way back when. And it was like an authentic place. It was called Angels and Gypsies, and it had like the legs of the ham on hanging in the windows and stuff. It was mad. And every service before we started, the manager would make us have like a wine and food pairing of like Spanish wine, and then see how it sort of like affects the flavors of the meats and the cheeses and stuff. And it is madness. once you like sort of like understand that and just even like experience it, how much it just sort of tastes just changes. And that's why they say, I guess, have red wine with this and white wine with that and whatever. But it's madness, man.
Yeah. No, it's really
once,
really interesting. Yeah, but no, I went on a wine tour. I think that was last year. That was over in France.
He's really just come along from not liking wine at all.
Yeah, I know.
It is.
I know. And then I went on a wine trip to France. I went to Provence, which is near Marseille, over in France, and we did a wine tasting. And they were talking about the ways to get the flavor out. So you like gargle it in your mouth, and like it just really brings out the flavors, which is quite cool.
Yeah, Provence. That's all rosé, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all rosé. Yeah, all rosé.
Right. Yeah. Right. And did you swallow or did you spit it?
Yeah, I swallowed it. Yeah. We'll cut that bit. No, we'll keep that in.
100%.
Yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, obviously, and then a few drinks, but no, yeah, really got into the wine, which is unreal. So yeah, connoisseur now. Rate myself as a bit of a connoisseur.
I just gonna say.
What's the go-to food in Barbados?
Ooh, it's very fish, very much. But the fish here is nothing like the fish you get in the UK. It's like there's a fish market called Oystins, which is every Friday they have like a huge fish fry where you go down and get fresh fish that's caught that day, and they have like big barbecue grills where they grill it up nice and season it up so nice, and it's just like so tasty, man. So fish is like massive. There's also a lot of like curry, but again, not like the East Indian sort of like tinge curries you get over there. So it's very West Indian. So we get like, it's very like coconutty and sort of like, fragrant, not spicy at all. And we have this thing called roti, which is like a parcel of curry that I wrap curry up in like a skin made of chickpeas. And then it's put a little chutney in it and then fold it up.
Oh, wow.
Just like almost like a wrap, but it's not a wrap because it's like a parcel and it is so good.
Oh man.
And yeah, fish. Our national dish, which is another amazing thing, is called flying fish and cuckoo. And flying fish are just literally, they fly. You see them, so you go and get the catamarans, and you literally just see all the fish just jumping out and flying for like 20, 30 feet out of the water.
Wow. So
they're very, very talented, and they also taste very good. So that is very, if you like seafood, definitely come to the Caribbean and sample some.
If you drink, what have you got on the side?
That is not even a question, man. What question is that? Rum.
that is your rum.
100%. And yeah, rum punch is a big one. So like rum punch is like, we have a family recipe that's basically been passed down from generation to generation from my mom. She got it from her mom and her mom from her mom. So usually people get, cookie recipes or crock pot recipes, but we got rum punch recipes.
Nice.
So.
What's the is it secret? You can't divulge any ingredients?
I will take it to my grave. It is very secret.
Okay.
It's like, actually not. It's not. It's simple as ever. It's 1 of sour, so 1 cup of freshly squeezed lime juice. You gotta like squeeze it, get the pulp out. So you get those little bursts of citrus, 2 cups of sugar of sweet. So it's basically boiled down some brown sugar with some water to make it syrup. Then it's 3 cups of rum, but I do 3.5. And then 4 cups of water, and that's it. So you got lime juice, sugar, water, and rum mixed up on it. That's it. Easy breezy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, plenty ice.
Yeah, loads of ice.
Yeah, but good. So
I've had a few. I went to a festival a couple of years ago, and one of my mates, he had some rum, and when it's done well, oh man, it is.
That's it. And it's just people trying to just complicate it and make it, all this pineapple juice and all of this and all that, and it's literally not at all. Simple, just do it well, and that's all. Yeah, all you need in life, a good rum punch. Yeah,
that's the go-to.
Yeah, man. For sure.
What's your drink over in the UK?
I love a pint,
Yeah.
But you don't get draft beer here at all. So I do love a good Camden Hells.
Yeah, that's good beer.
I haven't got on the G&T flares. I know everyone else is this G&T, but I'm not a fan at all.
No.
Are you a G&T man?
I am. Yeah, I've got to say I do like a G&T. It's mad, isn't it? It's just blown up over the past 2-3 years maybe. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. I literally saw it in Lincoln actually. By the time when I started, there was not a gin bar like a gin cafe at all. And by the time I left, there were like 3 in Lincoln, which is literally you could walk around it in half an hour. Just 3 gin bars. It was madness.
Yeah, well, I remember growing up, it was the type of thing that your auntie drunk, and you sort of it wasn't cool at all. Sorry to my auntie if she's watching. But no, and then suddenly, something just changed, and you got all these different flavors. Like,
it's mad. Sure. I think the good pint is water over there.
Yeah, wicked, awesome, man. Well, that's our food and drink interests.
Yeah, just alcohol.
Yeah, for sure. But no, got to sample some of that rum when we get a chance. But no, really cool. So in terms of the next place to say, like you said, Italy, you're looking at. What's the plans moving forward for you guys? I mean, from a TripHunters point of view, 2021, what you're looking at? What's the sort of key focus?
2021, we'll be looking to just take it global, you know?
Yeah.
Try and take it and run with it. But no, we're just constantly trying to improve. So we're doing some changes on our site now to make it a little easier, a little better. Just getting ready for hopefully when COVID sort of like decides to roll out, we can start pumping our travel prices and take those and run with those and send all of our winners on their trips, which will be good fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully take it to different countries, maybe branch out into the US, hopefully. And just bigger, and just hopefully we grow and hopefully get to global size soon.
Awesome. And it's obviously you've got the brandings there, and it's like you said, you can just almost pivot and just move it to different places, which is really cool. In terms of you touched on it earlier, but the environment side and the like planting the trees and stuff, and that's something to touch on, because obviously at the moment in this day and age, we're doing a lot of true travels in terms of highlighting that and what we can do to be environmentally friendly and looking at our footprint and stuff. And that's super important as well to talk about. So obviously you guys are doing the planting the tree for every purchase.
Yeah, we're doing, so we partnered with trees.org for that, which is amazing. Our CEO just sort of stumbled upon it one day, and we were like, we have to do this 100%. So every purchase is a planting a tree. We also have partnered with Offset Earth. So all of our trips are carbon neutral, because obviously, you can only be so environmentally conscious when you're sending people thousands of miles away on a plane, you know?
Yeah.
So we're trying to just offset that and try and do our part to minimize our impact as much as we can. So Offset Earth, every one of our trips is carbon neutral. And then, obviously the planting of the trees, and the team ourselves, we just are doing our bits here and there as best we can to save the planet.
Yeah. Exactly. Joe came on last week for the first episode of the pod. He's the CEO of True, and that's massive for us. We were chatting about the David Attenborough documentary and the impact that's having, and it's really good because companies are thinking a lot more in that way. Mindsets have changed, and people thinking actually like we can't just keep pointing fingers at people and saying like the people aren't doing it. We actually need to take a bit of responsibility and say, all right, we need to do this, and then if everyone has that mindset, it's going to change.
Yeah, 100%. Because like I said, the whole thing before is everyone is like, well, I'm just another drop in the ocean, you know? What's the sense of me not throwing, a bottle away? Because what change am I going to make? I'm just one person, you know?
Yeah.
But if everyone thinks like that, no change is going to be made. So I think it's, documentaries like the David Attenborough one is sort of like really, really highlighting and forcing a conversation to happen, you know?
Yeah. Super important, isn't it?
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's one thing I think also that COVID, like as crap as it has been for the world, has forced a lot of us to actually think about things like this, to actually just stop, slow down, and actually think about certain things that you never would have had time to or even thought of thinking about before. So I think it's, that's one good thing I think I've come from COVID. We have time to sort of like look introspectively on what needs to be fixed and needs to change.
For sure.
So I think it's really, really one positive that's come out of it.
Yeah. That's super important, and that and the banana bread as well. Have you got into bacon or not?
No, absolutely not. No, have you?
No, I have. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm turning old.
What is banana bread? One of your.
Yeah. Everyone in the UK went mad. I don't know. It was in April sort of time. Everyone just went mad for banana bread. Everyone was baking banana bread. Yeah.
Weird. Have you mastered it? Have you mastered some banana bread?
I'm decent at banana bread. Yeah. What my trick is, I'll mix it up a little bit. I'll throw a bit of peanut butter in there as well on the top. So you got that, that banana and peanut butter combo, which works well.
Which was match made in heaven.
But yeah, everyone went mad. It was like the UK in April was just like pub quizzes. Obviously, we did our pub quiz. It was pub quizzes and banana bread everywhere. Instagram was full of it.
Pub quizzes and banana bread.
Yeah.
Some out 2020. Pub quizzes and banana. And that's another thing. Remember House Party, the app?
Yeah, that came and went quick, didn't it?
Yeah, that's literally like what? That came and went completely. It was huge, and then no, I haven't. Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah, that was weird, isn't it?
Let's see what happens with this. Although this one is only a month, they're saying. So hopefully, there's an end in sight, so people won't be forced to
exactly
and bake banana bread.
Yeah, exactly. What have you been up to other than working?
Well, down here is completely open, really. So
yeah,
everything is complete. They managed to get a really good handle on things early on. So yeah, when we had just basically 2 or 3 cases, I think they shut the whole country down. It was madness. You couldn't leave to even buy food. It was insane. So for like 3 months, it was they banned the sale of alcohol, which was even worse. Can you imagine? I mean, what you can do without food, but you cannot stop the agents from drinking rum. I mean, gee. But somehow they managed to survive it, and then now, yeah, they've got a really good grip on it. So everything's open. All the clubs, all the restaurants. The protocols are in place. But so I'm just living life as normal down here, really, which is quite.
Restaurants are open, bars are open.
Everything's open, yeah. You just wear a mask to go in, sit down, and take it off, and there's no community spread, so it's very, very, super safe here. I do feel sort of bad now, like obviously the UK is going into lockdown. I'm here posting Instagram stories on the beach with like 50 people, and it's just like, chat.
Yeah. When could you imagine tourists being allowed back into Barbados?
They're allowed back in now.
Okay.
But the protocols now is basically you have to come in, you have to take a PCR test 72 hours before you board a plane.
Okay.
Come with a negative result, and then you're basically forced to quarantine for 3 days in a quarantine hotel. But you can like use all the facilities, you can go in the pool, use a bar, and then they'll give you a second test after those 3 days in that hotel. And then once you get a negative result from that test, you're free to just go about your holidays. So, but yeah, the borders are completely open to anyone, really.
Oh wow.
Yeah, if flights are flying, get one and come.
Yeah, try out some rum.
Yeah.
Wicked.
But yeah, what are your plans for the lockdown? I guess this time it's a little different when the weather is
yeah, I know it's a bit strange, isn't it? It's sort of like last time the sun was shining and it was catching the rays, but a bit different now. It's sort of dark, like I said earlier on. It's dark at sort of 3:30, 4 o'clock. So I think it's Netflix period. But I'm in 2 minds. I'm like, all right, do I get fat or do I get a 6-pack? I mean, and I've never had a 6-pack in my life as well. So like, it's But
so you got a month.
Yeah, I got a month. Yeah, so we'll see how we get on. I'm not.
You just forego the banana bread this lockdown round, and 6-pack. You'll be there in 2 seconds.
Exactly. We'll see how we get on. But yeah, no, we're just obviously we're nice and busy at True, and we're getting things cracking, and hopefully, people are looking to book some awesome trips and get their plans sorted for 2021. Yeah. 2022. Someone spoke about 2023 the other day, which is crazy. Someone was talking about their trip for 2023, and it's like, wow, that like people are thinking about 2023.
Yeah, I guess everyone is also like coming back with a vengeance. It's like you got a lot of making up to do.
Oh yeah.
After 2020 it was complete write-off. So yeah, 2021, 22, 23, we go in.
Oh, it's going to be massive. Like I think the industry will blow up, and I'm not sure when it's going to be, but when it does, it will go crazy.
It'll be massive.
Yeah, so it will go crazy because, like we were saying, you've got your bucket list. I've got my bucket list. Everyone's got things they want to tick off.
Yeah.
So hopefully, yeah.
And you know human nature. The minute you tell people they can't do something, it makes them want to do it 10,000 times more. So this whole I can't travel situation, no, I'm ready.
No, exactly. We're ready to get out there. Yeah. Ready to get out there. Wicked. All right, man. But yeah, no, it's been great chatting to you.
Sure, man.
Hearing the stories from how you got involved with TripHunters, where you're at now, the future of that, the singing career as well, which is awesome to hear. I'm sure a few of your mates will like that section.
They will probably like it very much, a little bit too much.
Yeah, wicked. But yes,
thank you so much for having me. It's been great to chat. Sure.
No, it's been really interesting. You got a cool story, and obviously keep an eye on TripHunters. Take a look at the website. Wicked, man. Well, yeah, enjoy yourself in Barbados the rest of the week. What's the temperature saying at the moment? The
temperature right now is 29 degrees. 29. And not cloudy in the sky. Yeah, it's not very nice at all.
No, someone's got to do it though.
Yeah, 100%. I'll take one for the team.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. Wicked. All right, Callum, thanks a lot, mate. And yeah, thanks for jumping on the podcast, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Have a good one.
Wicked. Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
That's it, guys. Episode 3 is in the bag. I hope you enjoyed that one. Our first international guest. Big thanks to Callum for getting involved, and plenty more to come. Next week, we're off to Miami to chat to George from 100 tons of plastic, who at the age of 21 is helping to fix our plastic pollution. Hope you're enjoying the episodes. We're getting some great numbers across our Spotify. Let us know your feedback and please share with your mates. Until next time, peace out.